The Warriors podcast is now on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/The Warriors and join our little gang. You get a bonus episode every Friday. It's your way of supporting the podcast and keeping this going. Every penny that we get from Patreon is going back into the podcast, so come and support the gang.
We want to keep making content for you. We've got some exciting videos planned, and it is you who can help us make that happen. And as a little thank you, at some of the higher tiers, we'll send you some little gifts, so you can get things like a cup, a signed card. Hell, I'll even send you a written apology for whatever I've said that's upset you. But do come and support the podcast, help keep it going, and show some love.
Warning. The following podcast contains two highly strung people talking about their anxieties, fears, and worries. If you find any of the content offensive, then we are genuinely really sorry. We won't do it again, honest. Sorry.
Hello and welcome to the Warriors podcast. It's me, Barry Dodds, joined by her, Hayley Ellis. It's your weekly dose, not daily, it's your weekly dose of worrying, fretting and stressing. I keep on saying your daily dose, and you've done it a couple of times as well. You say your daily dose. I think when spot two people who take antidepressants on a regular basis and take daily doses, it's your weekly dose of fretting, anxiety, worrying, bitching, passive aggressive, and nonsense in general. How are you, Hayley?
I'm all right. I've started back at the gym today. I've had like 3 months off. So I started back today, and it did not go well.
It's the hardest bit in it to sort of get back sort of like into it and get into like a rhythm of it, because I remember I did some exercise in 1998, right? And I sort of dropped off at like 2002, and I just can't get back.
It's the getting back into it that's the thing. The problem at the gym is I get bored because I don't like doing it, and I did a bit of material about this on my last tour, but I tried listening to podcasts, and I can't really listen to them because they don't really motivate me. Right, here's a worry for you. So I got to my gig at the weekend. I was doing 2 gigs, thank you, please. I am doubling at weekends now. And I got to my first gig, and it was in was it Wakefield? Yeah, somewhere like that. And
yeah, that was really glamorous until Wakefield. It was in doing 2 gigs in South Yorkshire.
But I got to be gig and I sat down and I thought, why do I feel sad? I feel sad. And it's because I'd been listening to the... No, not Wakefield's fault. I've been listening to this podcast about murders on the way. And I was like, that is why. I've just listened to this horrific thing about bodies being found in barrels. And then...
Oh, is that the Snowtown murders?
No, there's different barrels, different bodies.
Different barrels.
But it's called Bear Brook. And then I was like, of course I feel sad. And then, because years ago, I did a gig with Lou Sanders, right? And she was like, what are you listening to at the minute? And I was like, listen to this this podcast. And she was like, they're really bad for the brain. And I was like, no. And then I was like, well, actually, yeah, because I'm spending like 3 hours in a car just listening to these sad, horrific stories. And then I get out and I've got to be happy and jolly. And I'm like, oh, I can't.
Oh, I feel like running 5 miles. Just imagine, I don't know, the Bear Brook Killers behind you, I suppose. That would be one way of doing it.
Do you know what? I think, though, even if I was getting chased, I'd just give up. I just think, kill me. Like, do you not feel like that?
UV, the shortest, shittest horror film in the world, set in Connor's Key. Freddy Krueger running out. Fuck it, I can't be arsed.
I watch these things and I just think, I wouldn't be able to keep up running away from someone for, ages. Like, I'd just lay on the...
say, God, get on with it. Hurry up. Be quick. That doesn't sound very good. Do you know what? That thing with the podcasts, I had that from TV family-friendly funny man Scott Bennett once.
No, don't put this in. Don't put this in because
No, hang on. He you'll be all right with it. Scott's into sort of like when you meet Scott, he is very Scott's very amiable on stage, and he's very, and I don't mean this in a disparaging way. He's very everyman. He's very accessible. He's very friendly. Everyone can imagine going for a pint with Scott Bennett and having a good time. I know that he does like his horror films because he suggested a film to me once called Eden Lake that made me more sad than I've ever been sad watching anything. But he said to me once, he went, "Do you listen to your true crime?" And I went, "No, I've never really been into it. I'm more of a just like a ghost sort of podcast person." He went, "Listen to this one, Sword and Scale, this episode, go and have a listen." I was driving back from Northumberland. Good God, the most depressed I've ever... I got out, honestly, it was just like so depressing. Like, I think this is why I'm just into the ghost bit. But then again, people just like what they like to listen to. I mean, because I think people presume because I'm into ghosts and all things like that you're only gonna like quite dark stuff. But it's have you got a go to like a happy place, like something that you can go and listen to and watch, and it just makes you just feel a bit happier about the world?
Curb Your Enthusiasm, probably.
Oh, you actually go for comedy. You'll actually go and seek something out.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, yeah. But to cleanse the palate after I've listened to like a podcast like that and I need cheering up, I'll put some like 2 Unlimited on or something like that.
What was that? No. Was that 2 Unlimited?
Yeah. I put some absolute dog shit tunes on like that. Do you know, like really bad ones? Things that you probably listen to non-ironically.
Hey! Yeah, I was driving along the other day. I've done so much driving recently, and just for a change in tone, I just said the magic word that you'd say to make your phone listen to you. I don't want to say it, otherwise it'll stop listening to you. I went, play the Terminator 2 soundtrack. And do you know what? I found myself doing nearly 90. I was like, like the chase sequences in like dun 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 dun. I was like, oh fucking, me sat. I was like going ding 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 ding. Slow down. Oh right.
Loads of cameras going off.
Like, all right, you're not John Connor, right? You're in a Kia, right?
Be the worst horror film ever if you're in a Kia trying to escape.
but not get a ticket.
Oh, they should. Do you know what? They should totally do a horror film set on the M6 where you go through that 50-mile-per-hour zone.
A chase sequence with a limit.
Just a motorbike up your ass.
Oh dear me. So I've been quite northern. This week. So where have I, in the last few days, so I've been Liverpool, I've been Hull, I've been Manchester, and I've been Chester. I've been very northern, very, very northern. Did I ever tell you about when I oh god, this is one of my worries. Let's go into worries of the week.
Worries, you got a lot. Worries, 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 you got a lot. Worries, 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 worries.
Right,
can you let the tune play a little longer? You did 1 second of the tune last week. It literally went, worries, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's getting worse.
I was trying to time it with you.
No,
I was trying
right,
to time it with you going, worries. I was
Can you just let it play?
Remixing.
No, you're not, Barry. You played a second of the track.
I'm like, Norman cooked me. Norman cooked breakfast.
Oh,
what was I on about?
Right, so you've got a worry to tell us, Barry, and
So-
I think
So this is yeah, because what's happening, I think I'm turning into one of those, I think I'm going to be one of those old people who says really offensive things, who says really blunt and off with people, and then just, like, walks away muttering to the side. You know those...
You already do that.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't. Well... The reason that I say this is because I said something on stage the other night that was quite brutal, and it made me think of it. But then I just thought, no, people say it to me as I did a gig once, right, and it was in Prism in Leeds, right, because we can't all play Wakefield, right. So I did a gig in Prism in Leeds. Now it's one of those ones where in the main room there's the comedy. And it's also got other rooms to it. I don't know how familiar you are with Prism nightclubs, but there's several different themed rooms inside. Now, in one of the other rooms, there was the Dream Boys. Now,
so if you don't know the Dream Boys, they're basically male strippers.
It's male strippers, basically. And it's, yeah. But the thing is, there's only one door into Prism. Now, there was... A big gaggle of women stood outside, right? And I'm walking along, and I'm like holding my shirt in one hand that I'm going to get changed into. Got my backpack. I clearly look like somebody who's going to work. And I, of course, walked past the queue to go to the front to get in. And I just went, "Hi, I'm one of the lads in." And they don't want it yet, no worries. And I heard one of the hens behind me, right, who was obviously there for the Dream Boys. She went, "Fucking hell, that better not be one of them there. I want me money back." And she's like, "I want a refund." And then I'm not one of the strippers that, like, you cheeky cow.
You can see a point, though. If you're paid 50 quid for the Dream Boys, you're rolling up in a check skirt and a rucksack full of wires on your back. You can see, fiddling with a tyre pressure unit. You can see why she'd say that.
But still, it's... but this is what I mean about it, because then I turned around to her and I went proper catty. I just turned around and looked at her and went, "Yeah, you'll need that money back for all that fake tan that you're using." Right. But the problem was, right, and it was like, she was like proper put out, and I felt like I'd proper been like, yeah, slam. The problem is that you've then got to wait for a lift to take you up to the floor. So I've then got to stand there with my bag and my shirt, like, just waiting, feeling the rage of this head.
While she's like, "There's not enough baby oil in the world to make them attractive."
You meant to spray the cream on you, not eat it, you fat cunt.
Do you know what you should have done? You should have come back down if she's still in the queue and just started putting baby oil on you like you were going to be one of the strippers. Just see if she would ask for a refund.
I had the corridor, the backstage corridor in air quotes, that leads down to get to the stage to go on. In the comedy bit, you sort of share that same backstage with the Dream Boys now. I don't know if I'm ruining any secrets here for anyone, but the Dream Boys, they have rather large penises, peni, whatever. Right
Not, okay.
Now, of course they have. They go on and, they're all good looking and they're rolled up, but they all sit there, and this is absolutely true. They put pumps on, and they like and it like fills it up. They pump it, and then they put a little like tie a knot on it like a balloon, and then they go. But the problem is because they do this every week. They're like us, like backstage at a gig. You know how we'll just like sit there and we'll not be like dead excited, like, "Oh, I hope it's a great show tonight." We'll just be sat, bitching about something.
Yeah, but they're nothing like us, really, are they? Because we're not fucking pumping up penises and tits and stuff backstage, are we?
Speak for yourself. But they'll all just be sat round in the dressing room, all naked, or with these. Or,
Would they not? Hang on, Barry.
Like a milking shed. It's
Would
weird.
they not like? Why the fuck are you in our dressing room? If you check shirt in your bag, get out.
No, because they know that we're in the same corridor. We walk backward and forward.
So hang on, they're just all in the corridor with with things blowing
just
up?
sat in the dressing room. All the doors are open, so you walk past like, all right, lads, all right. As you walk past them, they're just sat there with their pumps on, just filling up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they had to change it. There were some complaints.
I was going to say, I mean, it's not very 2023, is it?
No. Nobody wants to be knocking around a backstage corridor with some no-mark comedians. These boys have worked hard.
They didn't change it because of the dick things. They changed it because you were wandering around talking to him. It was putting off their erections.
All right, mate. Are you actually Corgi registered? Are you really a fireman? Have you done, like, City and Guilds?
Oh, hey, you reminded me of something there. Not with the dicks, but with, like, disappointed people knowing the woman seen you and did that.
All right.
Well, listen to this. I might have told you this before. Apologies if I have. Me mate years ago went to a book signing with Joan Collins in Selfridges or somewhere like that.
Okay.
Right. Have I told you this?
No.
So there was only about 8 people there. Right.
Oh, no.
Joan Collins comes out, looks, sees there's only 8 people, and visibly goes, "Oh, fuck." In front of them all. Which I absolutely love. Imagine that.
Ah, fuck yeah. The thing is, though, I bet we've done something similar. I bet me and you have done some shitty gigs, and we've walked on and probably went, all right. do you know what I mean? And just giving it no enthusiasm. Not deliberately, but just just like, here we go again.
Audiences have definitely heard me in the past go, I don't want to do it.
The backstage
don't care about the money.
Backstage mic is live. Oh, shit. All right.
I told you about that when that happened before, haven't I? When I did a preview and I was in the dressing room with Matt Ford and they were there was a microphone in the green room so we could announce ourselves on stage. And I went, oh, God, I hope they're going to play better music than this. I said, it's killing the atmosphere. They were playing like panpipes or something. I was like, it's killing the atmosphere. I hope they play something. And then there was a knock on the door and this lovely old woman just walked in. She went, yeah, sorry, just to let you know the mic's live so we can hear everything you're saying. And I was like, oh, God. You're lucky it wasn't anything too bad.
Then you walk on, the whole front row is just panpipers. They were playing it. It was a request. They'd asked for it.
Now, I want to do a new segment of the show. I haven't got a jingle for it yet. I'm owed money for gigs, so I can't afford it.
You can make one now, and I'll just clip it and loop it, and I'll put some sound effect underneath it. Well, what's it called?
What, your bloody penny whistle under? I want a proper jingle.
It's not the Dream Boys section.
It's called Hayley Teaches Barry.
Okay.
Right, make a jingle, insert it here. So, on the Patreon, we had a clip that did quite well where I was showing you about contouring because you didn't know what it was. So I taught you about it. And we thought, Jilly Bean, a regular listener of the show, OG, I said, why don't we do a section where Hayley teaches Barry stuff? And I thought, you know what? That's good. If you have something that you want us to teach Barry, get involved with the show. If you're a Patreon, DM us. If you listen via normal ways. Normal ways? If you basically don't give us money, then you can get in the queue, mate. The Warriors Podcast at Gmail.
Disgust on your face there. Okay, get in the bed.
The Warriors Podcast. No, we appreciate everyone who listens. The Warriors Podcast at gmail.com. So, because Barry, you'll openly admit yourself, you're quite dated in your tastes.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, yeah.
So you need teaching about things that are modern.
I've stopped moving on. I've reached my point, and I've been like I reached, like, even with things like social media, I got to Twitter, went a little bit into Instagram and went, nah, this is the block. Like, I'm not going beyond here. Like, I'm done.
So we're teaching Barry about the future, or as you call it, 2023. So you actually asked me on the phone the other day what this was, and I thought, perfect, we'll save this for the podcast. A thirst trap. Do you remember?
Right. Yes. Now, a thirst trap to me is, I think, like, I don't know, like the desert or something. You know, like something that you'd go to.
I think I was talking about someone we know, and I said they keep putting thirst trap pictures up, and you were like, oh, that's what a thirst trap is. So, and I was like, right, we'll save this for the podcast. So I'm going to get the actual definition of a thirst trap up, and we're going to teach Barry about thirst trap pictures, and Barry's going to put one online and see if we can get it thirst trapping.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean, what? I'm going to put one online?
Well, we've got to do it as a whole. We've got to see it through. So every week when we do this now, we're going to try and do it weekly, or whenever we get suggestions in, or whenever I feel you need to learn something about the future. Sorry, present day.
That sounds like a threat.
Present day. So basically, I'll tell you the definition, and then you have to give an example of it.
Okay.
So we'll see whether you've understood it. So we're starting with thirst traps.
Yeah.
So a thirst trap, the definition online, I've just put it in, and then I'll tell you what I think it is, and we can talk about it, is a social media post, especially a selfie or another photo, intended to elicit sexual attention, appreciation of one's attractiveness, or other positive feedback. So do you know, say like there's someone recently becomes single, they'll put a picture up to get
Oh, right, okay, right.
So
okay,
it'll be
right, yeah.
side of a pool where you know you look good. Do you know what I mean?
Fishing. It's fishing for compliments.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
okay.
say you'd have to be like by the side of, a lot of them are the side of the pool. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
With the mussels. Yeah, we might have to really think about this. Give me some examples of what you'd do for a first trap picture. A lot of men do gym stuff. So when men do selfies, pictures of them at the gym in the mirror, lifting up the top, see their abs. That's a thirst trap, right? Because they're going to have women going, "Oh, you look great." Da 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 da. No, obviously we can't do that.
You alright with that? You alright with that?
Sorry, Barry. Right. So we need to create a thirst trap picture, and we'll put it out the day this episode airs.
Right.
And we'll see if we can get the
and
comments.
We'll pretend it's just like me doing something to look good. So what can I do that would sort of get attention?
So you could be mowing the lawn, right? In like a crop top.
Do you want to have to see that?
I don't actually know.
No, I don't think anyone needs to see that because it'll look like I've had a breakdown, right? Right, no one needs to see that.
So examples of thirst traps is usually when they're on holiday and they're like in the water, do you know, stuff like that.
Do something to look good, right? I'll try and do something that sort of makes me hang on, because I am actually going to be going to the beach in the near future.
Yeah.
Like this, if you're imagining some sun-kissed tropical paradise, I
should point out,
this is amble, right? A lot of it is black due to the coal. I'll try and create, like, I'll try and get something of me like on a rock, like sort of like looking right
at a rock, looking into the distance, sunglasses. Try and get a good like your guns. Or whatever you can do with your arm muscles into the shot, right? We'll show that lady about the Dream Boys. We'll show her, Barry.
Yeah.
We'll get this. If we get this, how many likes do we need to get? Over 1,000 likes.
Oh, fuck this.
We'll get it printed like in one of those Athena posters. And we'll give it to people. At the live show.
It's like, could like put it around some schools, like really make an effort with your GCSEs, otherwise This is what you could end up doing.
You'll end up in a check shirt on a beach in Amble. But we'll put it out there. If it gets over 1,000 likes, we'll get it printed and we'll give it out as to a special winner at the live show in Nottingham.
Okay, right, yeah. All right, okay, I'll try and do that when I'm away. I think there's some dolphins in the bay at the minute for the first time in.
No, there's not in Amble.
Yeah, there used to be a dolphin. Like, this is honestly, I'm not making this up. There used to be a dolphin that used to live in Amble, called Freddie the dolphin. And he used to, like, honestly, yeah, I know you think I'm bullshitting. It was, if you got up close, it was knackered, right? It
was like... a dog.
Freddie the dolphin used to, like, there's still like B&Bs named after Freddie the dolphin. You still buy Amble postcards that have got pictures of Freddie the dolphin on. Freddie the dolphin sadly left Amble when someone jumped in the water and shagged it.
No, they never.
Someone jumped off Amble Harbour, shagged Freddie, and Freddie didn't come back.
Why have you told me that?
I'm not sure if they shagged it. I think they might have wanked it off. Something like that.
Is it you?
No, it's... It is not me. I am not responsible for the downturn in Amble's tourist trade.
I'm just Googling it now. Quite why this solitary bottlenose dolphin chose to remain for so long in Amble's filthy harbour waters.
What?
He had skin conditions, probably due to cold water and sewage. It was nothing to do with getting wanked off. You've just made that up.
This is... No! No, it
Yes,
was
you
knackered.
have.
No, the fishing boats did keep, like, bumping into it and things like that. Like, honestly, it looked
You've
like...
created that as a rumour.
I haven't. It looked like a Geordie dolphin. Honestly, it was knackered. It had been in, like, a few fights. It had, like, a couple of tattoos on its fins and that. Like mum on its tail.
No, right. Well, so animal rights activist was cleared of a charge of indecency with Freddie the friendly dolphin.
Very friendly.
He was cleared of indecency. He was named Barry John Dodge.
Right. Behave yourself.
Oh, yeah? Oh, my God.
So, basically, Hayley, what I'm trying to say is that this photo is going to be a hard sell. With what's going on in the background.
I'm just reading about this and it's absolutely knocked me sick.
What? Which bit?
The guy pleaded, basically what happened is there were allegations about him pleasuring a dolphin, this man. A boat went past. Hang on. Oh my God, this is the worst thing I've ever heard. So a boat went past.
Yeah.
And they complained to the police. He was cleared of all charges.
How do you prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt? I call my first witness. Well, it left. Maybe that was all it was hanging around for.
Barry. Are you happy with that? God.
Shall we do some listeners' worries?
Yeah.
Right, I've got a worry from Mr. F. Lipper.
Oh, it's like a room you start at school. Like someone's done this with a bloody thing and then it's a joke.
School. Your dad shags dolphins.
Oh, it's upset me.
In all seriousness, and I'm not trying to repair Amble's tourist trade with this statement, it was 99% urban myth and rumour and legend. He was an activist, he was in the water. He did not do anything sexual with the dolphin. Right? It was just one of those stories that did the rounds, and Freddie was... Why did the dolphin disappear? It was about 90. It was the oldest dolphin that you've ever seen. You all right?
It's upset me.
Well, why? Nothing happened.
It was just the thought of that poor dolphin living in Amble in the first place. He lived out his final years in bloody Amble. He should be like in Jamaica or on the coast or somewhere.
Why are you not feeling sad about my dad then? That's what he's doing. He's seen out his final years in Amble. There's an old people's home on the harbour.
It's time for your worries. BJ will make them worse.
Right. This is the part of the show where you tell us your worries and Barry will make them much worse, like he's made my day worse telling me that dolphin story. If you have a worry you'd like Barry to answer, email us theworriespodcast@gmail.com, or if you're a Patreon, drop us a DM. You take priorities. I'm going to do one first if that's all right, Barry.
Yeah, go for it.
We've had an email from Vicky L. Dear Hayley, and in brackets, I'm BJ Dodds. This is probably going to be a really random worry and I hope someone can resonate with me on this. I've settled into my job now and I'm starting to say no, especially with senior management. As much as I know saying no is the right thing to say, I'm now crippled with such anxiety and guilt that I don't want to say anything to anyone as I'm just coming across as really whiny. So basically, I think her issue is she feels bad about saying no to doing stuff even though it's the right thing.
Sort of on her side.
Well, she's worried that she's like her irrational, she says here, that her irrational internal monologue with my anxiety and worry that managers will put a black mark next to her name as a troublemaker if she keeps saying no to stuff. I mean, as long as you're saying no to reasonable stuff, Vicky, and not like, hiya, Vicky, we need you to do your work. No, like...
Vicky, would you mind, when you've used the bathroom, would you mind flushing the toilet? Right, I agree there's some things that you should probably agree to, but if it is stuff like, would you mind just staying back half an hour and locking up? And you're not getting paid like that, like, nah, I'm not getting paid more, nah, sorry. No.
Do you know what we used to do in this call centre I used to work in, right? If you finished at 5, we'd literally all get our coats on and bags on our back, right? And 1 minute till we were waiting, because if you got a phone call in that minute, you had to stay and answer the phone call, didn't you? So we're all like, bags on and everything, 1 minute too. And what some of us used to do...
Unplug your phones?
No, you'd put on Make Busy. You could put it on Make Busy like you were doing admin. So you'd stick it on Make Busy so it'd bounce to someone else. Whack that off, straight out the door, 5 o'clock. Ain't no flies on me.
When I worked at the hospital, the supplies department originally was one big open plan office. So you had like the buying team, the contracts team, and then materials management team, which was the one that I was in. And it was one shared clock in the room that used to get used for signing in. And he's dead canny, the supervisor. He we made sure that accidentally came off the wall and shattered into 1,000 pieces. And Lee went, "Oh, no worries, I'll replace it." He already had the replacement. It was a clock that he put up, and it was one of the ones that was radio controlled. So you know how how it's meant to be accurate to the time all the time, but he could remote alter it. So he used to knock, like, if we wanted to get away, like, you couldn't be like like you had to be careful, like you know what I mean, like you had to stay sort of in line with the other planets in our solar system. You know, you couldn't be like, right, I'm knocking off, right, and sunrise is happening, right, you know, you couldn't. But if you wanted to get away 10 minutes early, he would just, you know, through the afternoon just keep flicking it forward by a minute, and then get, oh look, 4 o'clock, see you there, and everyone else was like, it's like 3:45. It was, I think that's the first time that ruse has ever been exposed. Cheers, Lee.
Do you know when we used to work on shifts though, night shifts and stuff, 12-hour shifts, I used to do 12, like 2 days, 2 nights, that if you fell on a leap year, you know, like not a leap year, if you fell when the clocks go forward, whatever, and you lose an hour, great.
Yeah.
But if you fell when they went back,
tough shit. Yeah.
Just work an extra hour for now.
I always think about those people in nightclubs, bar staff, because they're finishing at 3 instead of 2, aren't they? I mean, God, that's probably showing my age when nightclubs kick out at 2. I don't know if that's still a thing. I always wondered about those people. Do they get paid for the extra hour?
No, well, we never. Because they said it'll work out when you the following year when you get to and you're like, what? I don't want to be here another year. Already got my coat on, waiting to leave me shift. Vicky, saying no is completely fine. There's actually loads of books about it because it's very powerful to say no.
I absolutely agree. And I always get a little bit jealous of those comics who don't get put on by promoters to do shit things they don't want to do because the promoters don't ask them because they don't want the bluntness of someone just going, no, I'm not doing that.
Will you give so-and-so a lift 6 hours out your way and bring the PA system?
No.
Whereas me and you are like, okay.
It won't fit in my car, but I could hire a transit if you need me to bring the speakers as well.
I'll strap it to the roof. That's why it's important to say no early doors. The good thing is, Vicky, because it's a new job, you're establishing yourself as being like someone who won't be taken advantage of, and that's really good to do. Because when you get a rep like me and Barry for being soft, now it's too late. It's ingrained. So it's good to get yourself established.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it all.
No, you're doing well, Vicky. You're all right.
Right. Have we time for another email? Let's do this one.
Nope.
Are going to...
Right. Thanks for joining us. Say Denny's Vicky. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been lovely talking to you. See the rest of you over on the Patreon. Don't forget, send in your worries, and we'll give them a bit of a read. And sorry, that's the worst wrap-up in history of podcasting.
Can I just say, last week we got quite a few Patreon members, and Barry was like, that's weird, isn't it? And I said, oh no, it's because at the end of last week's episode you threatened people because you were like, right, well if you don't support us, this'll end, that's it.
I was really paranoid about that because I went, oh, we're not making any money, right? And it sounded like we were doing it for money. No, we don't want to make money off it. My point was, we're just covering the costs. Like, we're not trying to get rich off this.
Barry, they've seen you wear the same hat for 6 weeks in a row. They know we're not making money off this.
Sat in a room with a tumble dryer. It's hardly have a word studios.
I'm in a Swedish sauna. Like, they know, you know what I mean? It's...
Swedish Shauna, I know her.
Swedish Shauna. Sean Connery. Right, enjoy the rest of your week.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
You have been listening to the Warriors podcast, hosted by me, Hayley Ellis, and him, Barry Dodds.
All artwork by John Cooper and Matthew Reed. All editing and audio by Hayley and Barry, with additional sound production by Grinters.
If you'd like to get in touch, then send us an email to thewarriorspodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter @thewarriorspod.
Thanks for listening.